Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be wrapping up the month of February and telling you all the books that I read. I had a pretty good reading month. Again, another good month, just like January. I didn't read anything that was bad or that I didn't like. One book was so iffy. It was okay, but the rest of them were fantastic and I really enjoyed them. This month I read 6 books, which I'm pretty proud of. I think that I did a fairly decent job. I think there's only one book in my February TBR that I named that I have not gotten to yet, but I plan to read it next month. I'm going to scooch it down to my March TBR, and you'll hear about that later on in my next video. I only can hope that March will be just as good. So let's get into what I read for February. The first book I read this month was Anna the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins. This is the first book I ever read by Stephanie Perkins, and it was fantastic. I loved this book so much. I read it in a day. It was beautiful and so cute. I recommended it to my mom. She actually just finished it yesterday, and she also loved it and thought it was adorable and too cute. And both of us are very excited for me to get my hands on Lola and the Boy Next Door so we can continue on in this series. Those of you who haven't read this book, it is about a senior in high school. Her name is Anna. She gets sent off to a boarding school in Paris for her senior year, and she meets this really cute boy, but the boy has a girlfriend, and it's just about their friendship and their relationship. I did give this one, I believe, a 5 out of 5 stars. You have a full review up for this book, so I will link that down below in case you haven't seen it, or in case you want to hear more of my thoughts on this book. After I finished that, I read Cinder by Marissa Meyer. I wish I would have read this book sooner. It was so good. I really enjoyed this, more than I thought I was going to. It's a fairy tale retelling of Cinderella. She is a cyborg and lives in a futuristic New Beijing, and it's so cool. I love the way Marissa Meyer incorporates the original fairy tales into her sci-fi retellings. It's so well done. I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. I have a whole review up for this one as well, so if you want to hear more of my thoughts, or if you want to hear me rant about this book, I will link my book rant for you as well. This month I also read The Vampire Academy by Richelle Mead. This is the first book in her Vampire Academy series, and I read this because everybody on BookTube talks about how wonderful and the series and how it's one of their favorite series of all time. And I didn't know much about the story going into it. I just knew that there were 3 different kinds of vampires and that it takes place at a boarding school, and that's really all I knew. I have to say, I did not like this book as much as I wanted to. I expected more. People hype it up so much to be so wonderful, and I was kind of turned off by the cattiness and drama. I gave this book a 3 out of 5 stars. I am going to continue reading the series because I am curious to see why everyone loved it so much, and I've heard the books get better as the series goes on. I do have a review coming for this book as well, so keep your eyes on the lookout for that. And you can hear all of my feelings, and I'll explain more about why I don't like this book. Not that I didn't like it. I did read it in like 2 to 3 days. It was enjoyable. It was captivating enough to where I wanted to keep reading it. So then after I finished that book, I picked up Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn. This is the only book I had not read of hers, and it was creepy, just like all of her other ones. This one is about a 30-year-old woman. Her name is Camille. She just got out of a psych institute, and her boss, she works for a newspaper, her boss sends her to her hometown in Missouri to cover a series of murders that happened down there. They are murders of teen girls, and she starts to find herself identifying with the murder victims a little more than she expected she was going to. It was really interesting. It like threw me and pulled me back, and I thought I knew where the story was going, and then it would like twist, and I thought I was wrong, and then it would twist me back, and I ended up being right, and I don't know. It was a good book. It was suspenseful and a thriller, and just like her other 2 books that I've read, it was creepy. I think the children in this book were the creepiest out of the children in any of her books, but I ended up giving this one a 3.5 out of 5 stars. It wasn't my favorite book by her, but it was still enjoyable and I still liked it. And I do have a review for this one coming soon for you as well. Lots of reviews coming for you. So after I read that book, I needed a pick-me-up. So I picked up Amy and Roger's Epic Detour by Matson. This book was fantastic. I really, really enjoyed this book. I gave it maybe like a 4.5 out of 5 stars. It's about this girl. She's about to go into her senior year of high school, and her mom moves to Connecticut, and she stays behind to finish her junior year. And at the end of her junior year, she needs to take herself and the car across the country to Connecticut from California, and she enlists the help of her mom's best friend's son. This book made me want to go out and do things, and made me want to just get in a car and just drive and just do fun things and experience life and just be spontaneous and adventurous, and I loved it. I loved that it included like fun playlists, and that Matson actually went on this road trip, so she included pictures from her adventure. She included little like snippets of things that happened to her on her road trip into their story, and it was really cool. And I've never read a book that incorporated that was so interactive, and I liked that it was interactive. It made it more fun to read. And the final book I read this month, I actually just finished a couple days ago, and that is Scarlet by Marissa Meyer. I tried to not run out and buy this immediately after finishing Cinder because I have so many other books that I need to read, but I wanted to know what happened so bad. If you've watched my Cinder review, you know I had a lot of questions after reading that book, and I wanted to know what happened. This was very good. I really liked this. A lot of people, from what I've heard, this is their least favorite of the books that are out so far. I actually really enjoyed this. Even though the main character is Scarlet and it's her book, we didn't abandon Cinder's character. Cinder still has chapters in this book. Maybe like every 2 chapters is a Cinder chapter. And so I liked that we still got to hear about Cinder's journey, but I was more interested in what's going on with Scarlet. I liked Scarlet better, and I liked Wolf. He was a great character, even though he was kind of despicable and grimy. I liked him a lot. So I'm really excited to go get Cress. I'm trying to not run out and buy it, but I really want it. Again, like I said with Cinder, I love how Marissa Meyer can incorporate fairy tale elements into such a science fiction setting. It's fantastic. It's so well done, and she does it in an obvious way, but not a cheesy way. They're never like, my cat wants in. Surprise, surprise, surprise. I know, I just want to be in all the videos. I really like to hold him like a baby, but he doesn't like it. Go. Go. Escape. No? I don't remember what I was saying. I need to get Cress. I'm trying to wait, but that will probably be in my March book haul because, let's be real, I have no restraint. And those were the 6 books that I read this last month in February. I know that's not like an enormous amount compared to some people, but I'm proud of myself. I think I did a good job. I enjoyed almost all the books that I read. Like I said, I only had one that was kind of iffy for me, on the fence a little bit, but other than that, I had a really good month. I'm interested to see what March has in store for me because I'm going to be starting some new series. So I'm hoping that those will be good as well. So tell me what your favorite book was that you read this month. Did you read any fantastic books that I need to get my hands on? Just let me know in the comments down below. And thank you so much for watching. And until next time, I will talk to you guys soon. Bye! Wish I would have had the real book, but I've ranted about that enough, I think. Now I gotta go let the cat out because, you know, he just wants to be in all the videos. There's 2 of them that live here. I should go try to find the other one. Hold on. Did I say January? It is not January anymore. There's hair in my mouth. What else is new? This is my other kitty. This is Felix. I woke him up from a nap, so doesn't he look ecstatic to be here? If you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen several pictures of them. Desire to go out and get frostbite. Today I'm going to be wrapping up the month of February. My nook is not turning on. It's making me so very angry.